Yeah, this is Point Black. Coming in hard and off the car. Coming with the flow straight to the barrier. Coming with the heat. The damn street. This is how we do. You know what I'm saying? This is PBN and Point Black. National news coming with the facts, crackbacks. You know what I'm saying? That's why they have to always be up on my video, calling into YouTube and telling them that I violated and they don't feel this and I own the world and I tell everybody what to say and what to do because I'm a small little brat with a dumbass brain. You know what I'm saying? These same people doing this is not doing anything to help the world at all. They're not saying anything. They're going right along with Jesus Christ having whatever they call themselves doing. I don't follow that garbage. So I like when you're in the background hacking my phone and face recognition and all kinds of stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? And that lets me know every time you block it that I gotcha. That's right. Because you wouldn't be blocking it and complaining if I didn't get you. So I'm gonna, you know what I'm saying, shake you up every time. I don't care. I mean, what you want me to do about it? I don't own YouTube. It's a social media site that you see some of the most craziest things in the world. You know? And those things are not blocked. You know? I mean, I wouldn't even want to mention some of them atrocity, beastly acts. So I leave it alone. But when it comes to me, you have your neighbors and them who be eavesdropping in the walls and living below you. So watch your neighbors at all costs. And they be down there hacking your phone, on their computers, doing all kinds of stupid shit. You could tell they are a weasel and a scoundrel because they do sneak attacks and they've always done that kind of garbage. So we know that we're getting to their behind. Yeah, they try their best, but that fire still keeps coming, don't it? Mm-hmm. That's how we go. So today we're gonna talk about some things, as usual, and we're going to, use our mind here. We cannot just keep letting somebody dictate as to how we think. This is what certain, I hate to use this phrase, crackers and white, dumb, idiot, paganite people, and different cultures of other race too, think that you're supposed to, because of what they have done to our people and still doing and is allowed. But they're always talking about how much they care about black people when we can still see slavery on YouTube, you know what I'm saying, or black people being enslaved. But they don't take that down. You can still see atrocities being done to them over there in certain different places. Even when they bring in certain things and they do certain things, and next thing you know, they're doing almost like, it seems like a biological attack on the people. It's as if they want to remove the people and have the land all for themselves no matter where they go. They come with the same shit. And then when you say something, or you crack them in the head because you figure out how they think, what they doing, what they believe, all that shit they got in them, that making them feel this, you come to find out ain't no more than a bunch of lies, bunch of trickery, and they no more less than what they really are. You know what I'm saying? And they're no better. So when they claim certain things of superiority, we must understand that that's just a pumped up thing they put into their head to believe. And their parents teach them that. You know, we have many of these parents who are Luciferians, deep state, trickery dudes, and they believe for some reason that nobody should have any word to say. This comes from them parents telling them that once white people had black people in slavery, but they never told you that black people helped them to do it too. Don't come with that bullshit, because on their own they would have never be able to get this far. They'd even go for every single war they fought. You know what I'm saying? Black people were in there doing great things that you wouldn't believe. Just look at the Tuskegee Airmen. You know what I'm saying? Still honored today. My uncle, still honored today. Once in a while they bring his name up in commemoration and they put, good stuff out about him. Because he was a hero when it came to the military that he was serving in. But Like I said, my uncle really didn't know all the intricacies. Neither did a lot of brothers and sisters that were drafted into the Vietnam War. You know what I'm saying? Right out of high school, even were running them down. Had the feds running them down because they refused to, abide by the draft. You know what I'm saying? This is all demon, Democrat, Marxist garbage. So we know what was being going on, and we're not stupid here. So a lot of people need to wake up and stop listening to other people who all they do is sit around listening to what you have to say and then sneaking behind your back and going on your phone by hacking into it and doing all kinds of garbage and then running and telling master and I'm making a link and all of this and that, because these are the people who are trying to control your mind, body, and soul. For some reason they seem to have this agenda that you can't say anything and you must go along with the lie and you must always say what they are that they're not. You must follow their God, and you're supposed to have no thoughts, and I'm supposed to be able to do you all kind of dirty things because I'm white and I'm superior. But white don't mean superior, because white in the sunlight can burn. Let's get that straight. Your skin will burn if you're not careful. I'm born as a sun child. I'm a child of the sun, a solar child. You see what I'm saying? That's why my skin is black. You know what I'm saying? You know, yes, my skin is black. So when you see me come, don't turn your back. Because there ain't gonna never be another like me. You know? But now we know that Trump has moved. We all don't agree with Trumpy there. But to blame Trump is not 100% on this one. You know, it's not 100%, and that's true. You know what I mean? So for Adam, I think his name is Kinzinger or whatever his name is, Kinzinger. You know what I mean? On Sunday, place blame on the Trump administration. Let's be honest here. You can't do that when it comes to Afghanistan. So we're talking about Afghanistan right here now. You know what I'm saying? You can't blame Trump for that because this existed before Trump was in office. So how are you going to land the blame solely on Trump for the unfolding of the crisis in Afghanistan? Saying, you know, it's 2020 agreement, you know what I'm saying, with the Taliban, you know, sowed the seeds for the U.S. turbulent uh, exit from Afghanistan, I guess. This is what he's trying to say, Mr. Zingerberg or whatever, Zinger or whatever his name is. You know what I'm saying? You know, a turbulent exit from the country. You know, but if I think his name is Mike Pompeo or Pompeo or whatever, met with the Taliban, as Donald J. Trump is what Mr. Zinger is saying, King Zinger is saying, as Trump was publicly saying, we have to get out of Afghanistan. Well, I don't disagree with him on that because he didn't go. He wasn't the one that ordered that war to go down the way it went down. He was probably just trying to bring the troops home. Well, let's make common sense. I mean, they've been there for how long now? 60 years. You know what I'm saying? You know, he was saying that they got to bring their troops home from out of Afghanistan at all costs. You know, well. Blame calling, you know, from a clown, you know, he knows who is really responsible for that war. You know, it's the demon Democrat, you know, Bush Jr. and the deep state and the Luciferians and da. You know what I'm saying? We know he was the one that with his fake ass demon Democrat. This was a democratic war. You know what I'm saying? This was a democratic war. Who wore? You know what I'm saying? It was theirs. You know what I'm saying? And I guess the Republicans that went along in the bipartisan or whatever they could be talking about, you know what I'm saying? And went into Afghanistan. You know? It was a democratic war in Afghanistan. You know what I mean? Who gave the orders? Who was the president at that time? Bush Jr. And his father also did so similar garbage as well. You know, what Bush needs to do in Kinzinger needs to do is release the 9/11 records. And that's facts and point blank. So nobody's in there with that. So let's get a full investigation going before you place blame. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's defending Donald J. Trump and what stupid things he may have done. But in reality, we're talking about the blame in which you're trying to place. It's the same thing if I say that they cheated the election, which I know they did. That's my point, but a lot of people say no. You know what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with protecting Trump. It has to do with the electoral process. That should be more cleaner than it is. But we know that it has a lot of schemes and beams and tricks and all kinds of shit in it. Don't come with that bullshit. You're doing all kinds of Luciferian garbage, and you know you are. So, you know, but we need and we should let a full investigation going before you. You know what I'm saying? Of what really took place. You know what I'm saying? From the beginning and how it was ramped up and who did what. Now we know 9/11 took place. You know what I'm saying? 9/11 took place and all kinds of accusations and blame went flying out the window. Next thing you know, we over there and have our boys over there, you know, doing their thing. You see? So that means that a president or some football, cornball, off the wall, chicken grease mouth can go up in our government, do a bunch of garbage, use psychological games, and all those that are signed and agree with them on the Luciferian trip, you know what I'm saying, that they could wing and sling and ding, you know, whether Republican or Democrat, you know what I'm saying, goes right along with it. That's a fact. That's why I keep telling the people we need to form our own political party and be strong about it. We can't depend on no independent party or no other party. We must put ourselves in the picture now. And we must be clean about what we say and do. You know what I'm saying? So we need a full investigation before placing blame. You know what I'm saying? You know, we should. We all, you know, have ways. But we all have our mind and our thinking as well. But we must start at the beginning of this mess. That is what they don't want to do. But this is what they do. They create, then run, then blame everyone else to keep themselves in the picture. And any opposition based on true facts of record of what took place in the investigation, they will suppress, kill, murder, or completely block it. You see? And have you run it for years and nobody listening to you anymore. You know how they do that little trick. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing they probably do to my lives. But I don't care. You know? I don't care. That's what they do. They blame everyone else but themselves. So they always look good in the picture. Come election time. You need to start to pay attention. You know what I'm saying? The ones who scheme it up. You know what I'm saying? The ones who scheme it up. So, you know, the ones that really scheme it up is the ones that will always seem to get out of the picture. You know what I mean? They're going to scheme it to the point where, you know, they will never take the blame. And they will do everything to keep the blame off of them because they know election is coming up. But will place blame. That's a fact. You know, this is how the demon Democrats stay in power. We got a lot of fools that follow foolish people and foolishness as a whole. And they black, 95% black people voted this election for demon Democrats, the slave masters party. And you continue to do so. Because you have been fooled off even going back to your parents and your parents before you. You see what I'm saying? We back to 1963, 64, around that time, you know what I'm saying, a lot of your parents were being convinced into following the demon Democrats rather than start their own. They rather follow the beast. So, that's your problem. I have nothing to do with that. You see what I'm saying? That's a fact. You know what I mean? And so on. So we know. You know what I mean? But they do place blame. Blame needs to be put in its rightful place. Let's not play any games and let's get that straight right now. I'm tired of the bullshit like people who live under me. They be on hacking in my phone, running and telling the people at the office, doing all kinds of God. But this same person is not going to be able to give you any information because their job is to spy on black people and then go back and tell. That's how they try to keep us down. You see us on the corner block, they run go call the police. You're walking down the block, they call the police. You see, anything to disrupt or harm black people is what they do. They'll even hack your phone. Believe that. But we know we got them because they can't get out of it. You know what I'm saying? They try hard to this and that because they have this sick, retarded mind frame. A very beastly, ignorant mind frame. I mean, you wouldn't believe. Like animals. You know, like a donkey. Once he sit on his hard, they make him move. They call him a jackass. You know what I mean? This is this type of mind frame they have. But we must put it in its rightful place. Now, let's get to solving, not blaming. Because this can and have already went badly, as we see. You see? So, what is the trickery in it is what I'm looking for. Oh yeah. Don't forget that. You know? But it went badly from what we see. Biden is doing and have done. You know what I'm saying? But he's trying to say, Mr. Kissinger, trying to say that it was set up to be like that. This is what he's going to try to say. You know what I'm saying? But it was set up from the beginning. So what is he talking about? You see how they're the one that put stuff in your head and you must believe it because they own social media, they own the newscast, like in Germany just before the war. You see? And all the garbage, you know what I mean? You know, you should look up on a documentary of that. You know, there was a guy over there, I forgot his name, a big head, potato head, balloon head looking dude, and he was in charge of the media. You see? And he would make, even during the war, he would make the people them watch films and movies and showing misinformation about the American soldiers. But it was all a scheme to begin with. You see what I'm saying? And we know who all was involved. And who was giving orders. Let's be frank here. But we're not going to go into that right now. But we see what Biden is doing. Biden better hope that he's not, you know, bringing into our country under the guise of refugee, you know, bad ones amongst them. There must be a full screening. Facts and point blank. You know what I'm saying? But they don't like that. They like open borders. Putting one race against each other or using one race or another to migrate over here and breed up like fishes and have thousands of babies, and they grow up and their parents keep teaching them about voting the Democrat. Like how they did the black people. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of people still ain't get it yet. But they will. But they will. You know what I mean? So here's Point Black gonna comment on you on part 2.